it's important to get in cement sector outlook right now, given that it's a lean period, monsoon season. So what's really ailing and aiding the sector? Joining us right now on the show, Sanjay Ladiwala, cement expert, and we've also got with us Abhishek Jain, head institutional research at Almonds Global. He tracks the sector rather closely. Gentlemen, morning. And Mr. Ladiwala, if I could first start with you. Tell us a little bit more about how this particular period of monsoon is panning out for cement makers. What are your own ground checks and channel checks indicating? Because it seems that the first quarter has been overall soft with demand softness as well, and now monsoon impact also playing out.
Well, that's correct. We have seen heavy monsoons in the last few days, especially on the western side of the country. So we are seeing a lot of demand coming off. Most of the works have stalled or are going at a very soft space. This hasn't affected much in the southern region because there isn't much effect of the monsoon there. So demand is still, I would say, normal, not very healthy. North is not affected, and neither is east to a large extent. But I think this is now going to spread, and we are going to see the northern region demand, which is the largest in the country, coming off very soon too, because it's just not possible to carry on major infrastructure works, which is actually generating most of the demand, to be continuing in the monsoon. So I think it's the usual story where the western region starts with the demand coming off and it spreads to the rest of the country.
The difference between last year and this year is that about 15 million tons of capacity has got added at various regional levels. So can I say that demand is strong on an extended or on a largish capacity addition? Is that that's a positive way of looking at things, but is that the correct way of looking at things?
But well, you see, demand supply is going to equalize itself, because what has happened is about 15 million tons will come on stream during the year in installments, no doubt. But at the same time, we have seen a growth of about 6 to 7%. So that itself, on a base of 300 million tons, is a growth of about 20 odd million tons. So we are going to see that, and the additional capacity will definitely be absorbed by that. So the ratio, the equilibrium is not going to really change much.
Abhishek, I want to get you in on the discussion as well, because you also track the sector rather closely. What are the trends that you see emerge for the first quarter? Is it going to be a lean patch for cement as a pack? And, a lot of issues mainly related to pricing, also input prices. Just about everything is getting a little wobbly for the sector right now.
I think last quarter in our coverage universe, we are expecting at least 17% hike on the volume side, revenue side. And in some of the segments, like we have seen in the eastern markets and central market, there has been a price hike, which is quite surprising. And some cost pressure has been absorbed. So our view is because in housing, we believe because of the affordable housing push in the election year plus the infrastructure demand to pick up, both things will start getting into picking up, and we are expecting very good second half for the cement stock. Albeit we are going to see some pressure on the margin side because of the higher input cost.
When you say you're expecting a 17% uptick in volumes, yeah. Abhishek, a large part of the capacity or large part of demand in cement I have historically seen is very, very regional. So who is going to get large part of this uptick? Will it be regional players? Will it be pan-India players like Ultratech, ACC? Where do you think the demand is going to be migrating?
So on the demand side, in this quarter, we are expecting volume growth to be around 8%. And we are expecting the demand is likely to be mainly coming from the players like especially in southern segment, where we are seeing very good uptake, especially in Telangana and AP region. In AP, we are expecting, because of the government projects like in segments like irrigation, housing, and in Andhra Pradesh, new state capital, Kaleshwaram project, we believe in south and there's been after a lull in Tamil Nadu, we have seen some uptick in Tamil Nadu also in Q4, and I am expecting a better this year. So southern space, eastern region, and some of the central part of the country where the demand is really relatively very strong, and we won't be surprised once the monsoon season will be over. We'll see the construction activity picking up, and plus the new NHA ordering, which they have launched, they have given in between February and March. We are going to see pickup from the infrastructure segment side also. Okay. So segment wise, I believe larger players, we are going to see mainly the ACC. If you see the ACC and Ambuja, because there is hardly any new capacity addition is there. So we are expecting ACC and Ambuja, they are very good at a valuation front. The demand is likely to be lower than the market space. However, in the larger players like Ultratech, which they acquired new JPA plant, and the new capacity coming up, I think on the larger side we like Ultratech, Shri Cement, and Dalmia Bharat. On the mid cap segment, we believe Sagar Cement looks very interesting, and Ramco looks decent.
If I take the clock,
one East based player,
Mr. Ladiwala, let me take the clock back and talk about 2015. In 2015, if I would have asked anyone to give me a scenario for cement, the outlook was very rosy. Construction activity चालू हो जाएगी, मोदी सरकार सड़कें बनाने लग जाएगी, low cost housing से बड़ी demand आने वाली है. These were the things which everybody was excited and anticipating. But frankly, on the demand front, the capacity addition has not been extraordinary. But on the demand front, there are still pockets of struggle. I mean, 2015, if I would have asked you, or if I would have asked anybody on the street, which is a sector to buy, the no-brainer was cement, because there was optimism which was centered around Modi Sarkar. But that has not translated into reality. Would you agree with me?
To some extent, yes. But let me tell you that there is quite a lot of optimism being built up now post-monsoon, because we are going to see a lot of demand coming in from infrastructure. The main laggard here is the real estate, which hasn't picked up and is not maybe expected to pick up for a year or two. Now, considering that consumes about 18 to 20% of the total demand as till date, that slack is being gradually absorbed by infrastructure. So as long as infrastructure is growing, everybody is optimistic that yes, it will pick up. The demand totally will pick up. We are seeing estimating about 7% year-on-year increase in volumes this year. The other part is that not only is infrastructure picking up, but there isn't, on the other hand, much capacity coming on stream. There is little bit, no doubt, but not as much as the increase in volumes is expected. So the third point is that there is always a correlation between elections and pickup in demand. If you see all the years prior to election, there is always a jump in demand. So next year being elections, I think we should see a substantial increase in volumes January onwards. So answering your question, I am getting a little optimistic post the monsoons.
Okay, Mr. Ladiwala, Abhishek, both of you, thanks so much for taking the time out and, really helping us analyze and understand what's going on with the cement sector right now. Good to speak with you and really get in all aspects of what's really impacting the sector.